Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
So, what was the title of that first film, of that first production?
The production is titled Based on the True Story. It's actually a telefest entry for NTA Jos. You know, NTA stations used to do this thing called telefest, this film festival. So that's
Okay.
that's yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, who gave you the greatest support when you started, and what exactly did the person do or say to you?
You see, the people that gave me, it's not just one person. There are about three.
Okay.
I can't forget them. There's Awalu Salihu, who happens to be my
What did you
first.
call him?
Awalu Salihu,
Awalu
former
Salihu. Okay.
of the National Broadcasting Commission. He is my mentor. Then there's Waziri Zayanu and Magajimi Jinyawa. These three people, they encouraged me, you know, each one of them encouraged me in their own way. Awalu Salihu made me, build that confidence in myself that, yes, I can do this, because I was scary when I came. He encouraged me. And when I took the first shot, he said, wow, you did very well. You have very good expressions and you can go far. That was a word of encouragement. Afterwards, I now, Waziri Zayanu now nurtured me, and started briefing me about this thing called characterization. What is characterization? When you're given a script, this is your character, how you get to know the character profile, how you get into the character, and what have you. He encouraged me with that, angle. Then Magajimi Jinyawa, as at when I started, the industry was a baby industry in the north, and there were no productions. You just do one film or maybe a TV series, and you wait for about 3, 4, 6, 8 months before you go for another. So he encouraged me and said, "Don't worry, time will tell. There will be a time where you have a lot of productions coming in, and you feature in many movies." And that's what actually happened. So these three people, I don't forget them, because everybody contributed in their own way.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, to have a taste of success as an actor, what must one do?
To have the taste of success, you see, to have the taste of success, I just feel you need dedication. First of all,
Yeah.
you need to be dedicated. Secondly, you need to just have that passion. Forget about the luxuries you get to see around actors, the endorsement deals you get to see and what have you. Just forget about all that. Just be dedicated, work very hard, and before you know it, everything will just fall into place. You won't know when you'll be in that luxury, when you gain that wealth, when you get the endorsements and what have you. So dedication matters. That's the first thing, or the key thing.
Interesting. So, what are some of the common mistakes that most actors make?
Yeah, the first one I'll say is when an actor gets their break. For most actors, they just feel after getting the first break, that's the first film that brings you to limelight, that makes you become popular. People identify with you. They just feel I'm made. But it's usually a mistake doing that, because you need more and more and more productions, to establish yourself, get to that point. Secondly, when you get to that point, retaining the position. Of course, you can't be there ever, but then there are certain things you do. There are names you call. You will not be seeing their faces frequently in movies, but everybody knows they are worth their salt, because they've been able to get to that point, and they held it down. You know, Genevieve doesn't feature in the movies frequently. You see her from time to time, but when they mention that name, everybody knows, yes, she's there, and she's maintained that position. RMD and the likes. That's what they do. So you see, retaining that position is one very difficult thing, and I think most actors kill it with their attitudes, the tantrums they do. They for some of the ladies, the diva attitude they bring on sets. These things really affect an actor. So I think there are things one really needs to look into.
All right. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, what would you advise as the best way to cope with stardom?
Well, the best way to cope with stardom, from my point of view, is just be yourself. That's the first thing, Be yourself. Respect everybody. We're not saying you should be you should be out there and allow everyone to step on you, but then be yourself, respect people, and you get that respect. There's something about humility. Humility places you on a platform that you never can imagine. It's open up doors for you. So I think the best thing is for you to do that. Then, secondly, um, as an actor, when you get that breakthrough, movies keep coming in. It gets to a certain time where you need to be selective about the kind of productions you do. Aside being selective of the kind of productions you do, you need to, branch out, do other things, get other businesses to do, because in a country like Nigeria, the process you get from being an actor cannot be sufficient to uh, to support your celebrity lifestyle. So you need to do other things, and that's why we get endorsements, and what you get from endorsements, you try to invest in other things, real estate, petty trade, whatever that you feel is lucrative. You can invest in all that. So that's what I advise, and those things give that security and that sense of belonging. Because sometimes for some actors, when you see them behave the way they do, they're not doing that because they want to do that. For some, it is inferiority complex. So they try to build up that shield, and in trying to build up that, they end up destroying their image in the presence of someone that wants to contact them, maybe for a job, or someone that wants to relate to them as a fan, or maybe an establishment that wants them on board as a brand ambassador, what have you. So I think these are the things you do, to sustain yourself as an actor.
Interesting. Now, what is the best way for a male actor to cope with the female fans?
And the best way, is for you to be real. Fans are fans, yes. Definitely, as the male icon, ladies are bound to fall for you. And sometimes some of the female fans are not actually falling for you, but they just like you as an individual, or just like you as an actor. Maybe they like, maybe it's your way of life and what have you. It's not all the time that it is love. But even if it's love, there's a way you control it. You should be real. Just be straight. Don't lead anybody on, because if you lead anybody on, you might end up being, at the receiving end at the long run. So that's my advice for male actors.
All right. Now, of all the roles you have played, which one has tasked you the most?
Sitanda. That's the first one that taxed me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had, there were so many challenges. Then the second one was this one called a Hausa movie called Harafin So. And
Harafinzu.
Harafin So, yeah, Harafin So.
Harafinzu.
In the story,
Okay.
I both arms, so it wasn't easy playing that role while I actually have my arms on. So that it was a difficult one. Then the third one, which is about to hit, you know, everyone now is Amina, the role of the prince I played in Amina. That too was not easy. It was very tasking. I had to, learn horse riding. First of all, after learning the riding, I started learning how to gallop. Then I started learning how to run. I started learning how to run and jump on a horse and continue moving without stop. That's not an easy thing. Then the sword fight. In fact, I had a dislocation in one of my fingers while I was learning the sword fight in Amina. So Amina was a very tasking